Hi everyone, this is Jen Quammen with High Performance Living, welcoming you back to another High Performance Touchcast and podcast. If you're watching the video feed on Touchcast or YouTube, certainly you're seeing my face. Otherwise, if you're listening on your iPod or whatever MP3 device, thanks for listening, and hopefully this will be some helpful information for you. This week, our sessions are all about movement, and so we wanted to kind of bring it from the perspective of day-to-day veterinary practice. So one of the main things that we do is, of course, bring in a question, and our question this week is, does your body ever keep you from doing your job well? You can think about this as a small animal practitioner, large animal academician, even a researcher. You don't necessarily have to be doing day-to-day animal work necessarily. You can even do this from the perspective of sitting behind a computer and whether your body is impeding you at some point as well. So we do, certainly for me, I've thought about an example and I'd like to talk through that with you. We're going to have this hypothetical doctor who's in, say, their 40s, that has graduated veterinary school 10 to 15 years ago, doing well, was a very, very strong athlete in high school and college, did very well academically, obviously, to get into veterinary school, kind of managed to get through school, managed to get through residency, now is out in the real world of practice, but is starting to slow down a little bit physically, maybe has put on some extra weight, maybe there's some extra stressors in this life. This might ring true with some or many of you. So what happens is this individual, we'll call her, Dr. Jones, for lack of a better term, goes into an exam room to see a patient, has a small subtle injury, slips and kind of twists an ankle. And although it seems like nothing at the moment, this continues to nag and be a nuisance through the rest of the day and even into the week. So rather than actually going and talking to her physician, as most veterinarians were a little bit stubborn and maybe strong-willed, and so we decide, this person decides I'm going to go ahead and just treat myself with something on the shelf. There are many, many problems with that from our perspective at HPL. We want you to think about your life in a holistic standpoint. We want you to think about you need to be able to move not only within your day-to-day time in practice, we need you to move when you're outside of that. And so we want that functional aspect of things. Can you actually squat down and be alongside a patient? Actually move your body in a way that it should be moved. It's not terribly painful or uncomfortable to you. You're in a setting where you can be alongside a dog. Can you squat down and manage to do your job without getting injured? Perspective, can you pick up the foot of a horse and do your job without injuring yourself or injuring that animal or the people around you? And even beyond, if you're not in practice, or if you are, what kind of physical posture are you exhibiting on a day-to-day basis? Your posture says a lot about your level of confidence. So if you tend to be a little bit huddled up, rounded shoulders, you're maybe not being as confident and as clear with either your clients or your associates, or certainly subordinates that you work with as well. So these are all things we want to bring back around to this concept of, is your body sort of fighting against you? Obviously, we've talked about this from a standpoint of, something that's gone wrong, someone's gotten injured at work, and then they go down this path of maybe not following through with perfect health. We would really like everyone to step back and look at this from a holistic standpoint. Are you doing the things you can right now to take care of your body and be an example for the people around you, be that your family, be that your children, be that your colleagues? And so we really do want to see people succeed. Physically is a big component of that in what we do. So again, circling back around, our major question this week is about whether or not you've ever had a failure with your body. And if so, have you actually taken the time to step back, address it and correct it, and then move on in a more positive way? So we want you to do well. We love people in this profession, awesome, awesome people, super great caregivers, although very much, and I'm guilty of this as well, a little bit overly independent sometimes. So please be cognizant of your body, be cognizant of the people around you from a safety standpoint, and if we can do anything, please reach out to us, iTunes, any of the social media channels you can think of, and please hit us up. We'll be happy to talk at any time. Thanks so much and have a great week.